Morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave of the day, and today we're going to be using something new. Well, it's old but new. It's now in a tub. Ooh, got soap all over it. Oh no! Imagine that. Eucalyptus mint from Stirling. I really like this stuff. It's taken me a while to get around to getting it, but man, if you like mint, this is it. It's mint with a bit of green note to it from the eucalyptus. And, yeah, when you lather it up, definitely mint with a little bit of green. And it's like kind of that green grassy note. But then we have the second use of the London Bridge blades with the Krisp razor. I got suds everywhere. Well, it's going to have more on it in a second, but yeah. Nice little razor. Inexpensive. You can pick them up off Amazon. All right, so how is your day going? Yeah, I hinted at my last shave videos, like the reason being is that I was planning on using the mint and the other one, and I totally forgot I bought it because it did Green Week with St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, just autopilot, grabbed the one off the shelf, and I was like, oh man, I forgot totally about the other one. But you know how it is. It'll get used. I like this mint. I got a sample of it, so now I got this and a sample. So if I ever do a giveaway, I got something to give away if somebody wants it. So yeah, this is nice. Wow. The only way it'd be this would be better if it was glacial. I like glacial. I like that cooling effect that goes along with it. Oh, the other one, where's that? Here it is. Yeah, I got this one too. Naked and smooth. No scent at all. So I plan on using this one more often because can't get it in the thing. There we go. To create my own scented soaps, basically, for shaving. And it's like mix a little Wild Country in with it, and I have a Wild Country or a Stirling spicy with they call it Avon Spicy, there. If I thought about that a long time ago, I probably wouldn't have bought as many soaps. I think it was Mark Williams that suggested that. Great idea. I don't know why I never thought about it. Number of mashups and times I've thrown Aftershave into my lather before. Heck, I've even put rum in, it's like, in my shaves before in my lather, just to get that kind of, you get one of those bay rums. More rum. Yeah, it's a nice little razor. Comparable to, it's a little more aggressive than the King C Gillette, but to me it feels like it's right in between an Edwin Jagger and a King C Gillette. It's like think when I look at all the razors I have, the Mercor 34C is about the one that's about the sweet spot, along with the Rockwell 6S. That one being that has the different plates can be manipulated into trying to find that spot. It just depends on the blade too. Some blades, a little more aggressive blades, work just fine in mild razors because they bring up the performance. Now, if you got a little more aggressive razor, it's like I don't necessarily need an aggressive blade in it because it just causes irritation galore. So. And that's one thing, if you're a daily shaver, you don't want is irritation, because irritation, well, it makes you not want to shave every day. And that's not an option for me. Yeah, the old yo-yo weather we got. Hear that blade working. One day it's hot, next day it's cold. One day it's warm, next day it's snow. What you gonna get today? Typical spring in this bloody state, because you never know what you're gonna get. Weather's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get next. Yeah. Ah, man, pain. Just had a cramp. My suggestion, never get old. The body lets you know, it's like, hey, remember all that dumbass stuff you did when you were younger? Hey, I'm back. Shut up. Yeah, most of mine is from accidents. As guess, well, we didn't have it last week, but I was at church and in our men's group, we were talking about, when did you have your first inclination that there was spiritual life in your life? And everybody's going around, and I was like, well, when we exorcised the ghost out of the house. I mean, the whole group of guys was like, what? Like, yeah, it's, told them the story about, we had a ghost in our house because the place that we moved into way back in the day, somebody was murdered in it. Now, they didn't tell you this, but you find out after the fact. But that's why the house was so cheap. The room I had was where the deed was done. It was like you had a hole in the wall where it was like blown right through somebody, and there's a pool of dried up blood and staining into the floor, wood floor. Yeah. And it got so bad, it's like, you always see in the movies where they're talking about walk into a room and it just gets cold. Yeah, that's true. Yes, I tell you. Everybody's like, yeah, right. Like, no, I'm not lying. We had wood heat in our house, and the chimney went right through the closet. The closet would be roaring like hot. It could be 80, 90 degrees because the heat, ambient heat coming off the chimney, because it was brick, would fill that closet up. Left the closet door open, and it would just be sweltering in there. you would walk into the hallway in between the bedroom and the stairs, because at the base of the stairs we had a vent, big old grate. Right underneath it was where the wood heat was, and all that heat would just go right up to the house. And that kept the house was probably about 75 all the time because of the heat, wood heat, always constant. The other bedroom was always hot too, and the heat would be radiating in through that bedroom through the closet too, because it was the same identical layout between the two rooms. But my room, it's still got a lot left, and it was like walking through a barrier. You'd be standing right here, take one step, you're warm, hot. Take one step forward, it'd be icy cold. Like 20 to 30 degrees cooler all the time, comparatively. And so you're always like bundled up and everything in that room. And it was like, we kind of had an idea, because you always hear things would move around, and actually you'd lay something down, and then you'd come back and it'd move, and you're like, okay, quit moving my crap. And you're like, be times when you're the only one home or something, and it's like, oh, here we go. The kicker was, as I was doing my homework, I was using a black pen, and I need to take a picture. I had a folding table because I didn't have a desk. We had a desk downstairs, but that was in the kitchen where everybody was usually at. Sometimes I had to just throw up the folding table and do my homework where it was quiet in my room, listen to a little music. And WLS Chicago. And I was doing my homework, and all of a sudden my pen exploded. Black ink, suddenly squirting red ink everywhere, all over the place. And the room just turned icy cold where I'm seeing my breath. I was like, I went down, told my mom about it, and she's like, okay. The next day, she called up the local parish Catholic priest. We were Lutherans, but she called up the local Catholic priest, and he came right over, and he's like, whoa, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. So he performed, and he set the old rites and everything up, and performed everything, and threw some holy water where the body used to be, and that kind of alleviated the problems, but it kind of released the damn thing in the rest of the house. So I didn't have to worry about it. Every once in a while you hear a scream. You sitting, everybody sitting around watching TV, and the family, everybody in the entire house is sitting right there, and all of a sudden you hear a scream sound, and everybody, it's like, oh, okay. Oh, this is creeping me out. And that just went on and on. That kind of stuff. I slept better. But the rest of the family like, oh, this is kind of creepy. And malignant spirits. There we go. Residual sickness is awesome with this whole. Add a little water to your hand and you're good to go. So then we finally moved from Minnesota to Iowa. We moved out, and everything's out of the house. And my mom and I were doing one last look around the place, and they had a landing that would go down to the outside door, and then one part of the landing went up to the kitchen, and one went down to the basement. And we're up at the base of the landing, going up. We're right there at the top of this, like 2 steps, and you're up in the kitchen area. And we heard this sound, and we're like, that sounded like something falling down the stairs. It was like. And we went and looked, went down to the basement, and like nothing. It was like literally loud, like something like someone dropping like a dustpan and a broom and a bucket, you know, that kind of sound going down the stairs. And my mom and I were just like, okay. We went down, looked where the lights were on, looked down, and then when we, all right, let's just shut everything off. Like, let's get out of here. You start hearing the wolves howling outside. The wolves had moved right up to the edge of the barn, like a pack of wolves. And they were howling, and we were like, oh God, this is so weird. We turned off the light, and we're to the basement, and we looked, and you had ambient light coming from the landing, going down, shining down, and you could see a shadowy figure standing down there. And there was nobody in the basement. Oh, because it was bare. You know, it was like the only thing down there was the furnace and, you know, a couple just like support beams. So there's no way you could hide anything but down there without seeing it. And we were like, okay, we're out of here. Like, shut the door and out the door. We're out of here. Oh my God. Hell. It was a hell mouth. So when people say, it's just BS, my personal experience says, no, it's not. Oh my God. I tell people that. And it's like, I told that story in my group, and they were just like, we don't know what to say. And my pastor is like, well, that definitely will give you a feeling of, if there's evil, there's good. There's got to be a balance. Yes, there is. And then the place right after we moved out, about a month later, because somebody, local farmer, bought the farm so he could use it for grazing, because that's what, you know, and the place got on fire and burned to the ground. There was no electricity or anything. There was nobody there, and it just burned to the ground. And I got a feeling they burned it themselves. It may have been something else that did it, but I got a feeling that the farmer, he burned it to the ground just to get rid of it. Along with the barn. It is all caught on fire. Crazy. So when you always see these movies and everything, never really been a fan of horror. Like when you live it, you don't care to watch it. So I tell you. A little more. Now the mint eucalyptus, there is a little bit of cooling with it, but it's natural. But I think did Stirling used to sell menthol chips or something you could put in your shave lather to give yourself a little bit of, or drops or something like that. There we go. All right, I think we're done. Yeah, right there. There we go. Alrighty. Interesting. It's all the mint in my. I can smell the laundry detergent pretty well. And my towel for some reason. It's like, sometimes you smell something and it just brings out the other scents that you don't notice. All right, let's do some eucalyptus mint from Stirling. There we go. Oh, got a good amount there. Definitely different. It doesn't smell like the soap. You can smell more eucalyptus. There's mint there. It's across the top, but you get more green notes. A little bit of stinging right through here. That's about it. Oh, that has got cool. That's this. No, doesn't say anything about it. But I'm feeling cooling agent now. This has cooling. Ooh, that feels good. Yeah, I like that. All right. That's the shave of the day. And a ghost story. All right, that was eucalyptus mint from Stirling. Excellent. I love the stuff. Now, if you're not like mint, well, I'm sorry. That's just the way. That's the way it is. Can't please everybody. Some of you might like floral stuff. Me, I like mint. I like my citrus. All right, did I get it right? No. Right, there we go. That second use of the London Bridge blades with the Krisp razor. Excellent combination for me. They work great together. Always give me a nice smooth shave. Yep. Oh wait, while we're at this. A little bit. I keep forgetting to do this on camera more often. But yeah, after I shave, most of the time I put this on my face. You can just get it on there. Woo! Yeah, baby. Okay, that's shave day, everybody. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.